Today we will be making a multifunctional strawberry shortcake that can be served in Christmas as a Japanese Christmas cake or at a birthday party. You can change up the fruit or use different types of fruit to make a Chinese birthday cake. So let's get started. The first thing that we are going to work with is the sponge cake. I have whole eggs in a bowl and I'm going to add in all the sugar, use my beater to mix it around, and I am going to put it over a double boiler. Using an electric mixer, mix it on high until the egg batter reaches about body temperature. And we are going to put it off the heat and continue mixing. You can just test it with your fingers, and if it reaches to the temperature that you desire, just remove it from the heat and continue mixing. You want to mix it until you get a really thick consistency, so when you lift your beaters up, the batter kind of pulls away from it really slowly. I've already used a parchment paper lined underneath my baking pan, and I am going to put that aside. I am going to mix in flour and cornstarch that has been sifted twice, so I am sure that there's no lumps of flour that are going to be in my batter, and it is easier for me to fold the flour into the batter. And after our flour has been mixed in, I am going to pour in the melted butter and milk together and fold that in. After everything has been incorporated, I am going to pour that into my cake pan. Bake it in a 375 preheated oven for about 20 to 25 minutes or until you use a toothpick and poke inside the cake and no batter comes out. And lift the cake, give it a couple taps before baking and after baking to remove air bubbles, and flip it over on a cooling rack to cool down. About 5 minutes or so, I removed it from the cake pan and just let it cool down on a cooling rack. While my cake is cooling, I put my beaters and my bowl into the refrigerator for it to chill, and I am going to whip my whipped cream on a stand mixer. You can also use an electric mixer to do this. We are only using our stand mixer to mix our whipped cream to the halfway point, and we can finish whipping our whipped cream using a balloon whisk. You want to get the consistency to what I have shown right here. It's not really well mixed, but it is not runny at all. After our whipped cream is finished, I am going to work with the sponge cake. I'm just making marks on the cake to see where I'm going to make the cut later. I am making this cake into a 3-layer cake, but you can also make it into a 2-layer cake if you want to. So you can just follow back the marks that you make at first and make even layers of cake. And carefully lift up each layer of cake onto a cooling rack or whatever plate that you have around. So after we have finished separating our cakes, I am going to set the bottom layer down face up, so the side that we are seeing right here is the bottom of the cake. I'm just going to cover the bottom with a very thin layer of whipped cream and top it with some strawberries and top it again with some whipped cream, and continue that for one more time for the middle layer. So you can actually change up the type of fruits that you want to put in your cake. You can use kiwis, you can use tangerines, you can use anything you can think of. For the middle layer, I'm putting the top layer of the cake in the center, just as how we cut it out. Like what we did for the bottom layer, top it with some whipped cream and then strawberries, and then finish it off with some whipped cream in the center. And then we are going to use the middle layer that we cut out at first and top that off. And make sure that everything is leveled and kind of push it with your hand. And we are going to frost our cake with our whipped cream. So I am gonna finish frosting my cake, and this is how it looks like. I'm just trying to make the sides look pretty. You can do whatever you want. I cannot put all the footage of me frosting this cake in this video, or else it's gonna turn into another 20-minute video that people hate because it is just too long. Many people have been complaining that they are just way too long and way too boring, so I'm just trying to keep my videos under a couple minutes. If you guys want to see it, I might do another video on how to frost a cake, although I am not an expert on it. You can see that I make a lot of mistakes. That's why I don't want to just like make a random video and teaching people how to frost with whipped cream, because it is not an easy thing to do. So you can just decorate it into whatever design you like, and that's how I made my cake, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So an afternoon worth of work. Let's see how it looks like. So I have 3 layers of cake, 2 layers of whipped cream and strawberries. Let's try it out. So I just did like the decorations like just to my heart's content, whatever I was feeling. So let's dig in. So the sweetness of the cake and the whipped cream just balance out the acidity of the strawberries. And strawberries are quite in season right now, so it's a perfect match. So go try it out and leave me a comment down below and tell me if it's good or not. Until next time, I'll see you guys.